Hurricane Erin is about to explode into a major hurricane over the next couple of days. What's going on, guys? I'm certified meteorologist Jonathan Kagas back with you. In this video, we're going to talk about the latest track and forecast when it comes to Erin. Also, the Hurricane Center highlighted a new area off the east coast of North Carolina. We'll also have your national forecast a little bit later on in the video. There it is, Hurricane Erin becoming official as of 8 o'clock Eastern, an 85-mile-per-hour storm. It has done some work lately behind the 5 o'clock advisory. Since the 5 o'clock advisory to 8 o'clock, winds now up as of 8 to 85 miles an hour, and the pressure way down to 982 millibars. The big key here, we talked about this last night, and I want to be clear because people are still saying that this is moving west. You clearly see here that it's at west northwest now at 17 miles an hour. So it has made the gradual move away from the Caribbean. We're still going to have minor impacts. We'll break that down for you through the course of this video. But you'll also see the 19.4 north. Last night at this time we talked, it was at like 16.2. So it has gained some latitude. So some positive news there. And again, continue positive news on the track. Okay, I want to be real with you here. We're not expecting any landfall. We've been talking about this for the last couple of days, while others have said that the East Coast needs to be on alert. I think we're going to get through this one. Now, rip currents, waves are going to be big on the East Coast because this is going to be a powerhouse storm. Look at this, expected to become a major hurricane as early as Sunday and maybe even late Saturday night if this thing overachieves. And then you see a bunch of fours on here. So it is expected to become a category 4 hurricane. Winds of 145 miles an hour. Would not be surprised if it's even stronger than that as it starts to lift up towards the north. And then even as it's good. Field goal is good here between Bermuda and the East Coast of the United States. Football season right around the corner. It's doing exactly what we hoped. And again, we're going to continue to watch this, of course. We never take our eye off the ball. But as we get this better Hurricane Hunter data into our modeling, it continues to hone in on this idea that it's going to split the uprights here and go right in between Bermuda and the East Coast of the United States. So some positives right here. Now, the reason it's going to do this, we have high pressure that's sitting over Florida right now. That's going to depart and head back to the Rockies. And as it does that, this trough, you see that little blue arrows up here? Hanging down from the Canadian Maritimes and northeast corner of the United States. That trough, it's dipping and digging far enough that it's going to erode the western side of the Bermuda High, chilling to the east of Bermuda. And there is a timeline there as it works towards Sunday into Monday and Tuesday. We start to get that turn as it feels the weakness as the high pressure split and it allows that escape route. It's why we were able to make that call a couple of days ago because while models were uncertain, the one thing that we did have sampled well because of the upper air balloon network over the United States was this high pressure retreating and then this dip in the jet stream coming down. Again, that was a little bit of a question a couple of days ago as to how sharp that would be, but modeling coming into agreement that it is sharp enough to help expand that opening there and let this hurricane Erin head out to sea and go up and around. I want to show you this. Now, this is the best part about these things. Obviously, if you like weather, hurricanes are fascinating. We love when we can watch them and when it's not really impacting people. Now, of course, there's always the ships out there. There's always other things that it's going to be impacting. So it's never a non-issue for everybody. However, we want to keep the impact minimized. And in this case, it's going to. Now, the darker red on here, this is the simulated satellite and upper winds. And there's a method to my madness why I'm showing you this because I'm going to issue the homework assignment because the satellite may be extremely and likely will be extremely remarkable as we get to the back half of the weekend and early next week. So we do see, though, that the Northeast Caribbean is being impacted by some of the outer bands, some scattered thunderstorms in the mix. It's nothing too crazy. It's missing the direct impact. So as this continues to go forward, we're kind of zipping along here. There is the eye forming north of the Turks and Caicos. You see, though, some thunderstorms are going to be likely here in the Turks and Caicos, maybe into the Bahamas as well. Look at this thing, though. This is going to be a huge hurricane, likely from Monday night through Wednesday. Look at the size of this thing. It almost expands from the Outer Banks to Bermuda. The center is where all the nasty winds are. And speaking of winds, I want to show you. So I have highlighted the upper level winds here. And notice how those white lines are kind of moving away from the eye. This is what happens underneath these, oh, on top of these massive hurricanes, you get high pressure to develop. And it's one of the signs to us that it's a healthy storm because it's evacuating the air aloft. It means that it's breathing. So it's taking all of that energy again from the surface and lifting it up and out. And it is breathing. It's one of the reasons why the weather's likely going to be pretty clear in the Carolinas because on the outer periphery of these things, you get the air to sink, it warms up, it dries out, and the weather is pretty nice on the outer periphery. It's like when there's a hurricane coming into a landmass, the day before it's hot and it's beautiful. The day after it's beautiful because you have that sinking air on the way. It's just the not beautiful part is during the hurricane. So something to watch for really as we get into Sunday and through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This thing is going to be very, very strong. Cat 4. I would not be surprised if we get a Cat 5 out of this because we have that upper level anticyclone, that upper level high pressure over it. And then it goes up and out again. There's just, again, to finish showing you that this does go up and out. Now, what I'm showing you here, this product from the National Hurricane Center, it's the Tropical Storm Force Wind Chance. So this is sustained winds greater than 39 miles an hour, so 40 miles or greater. And you see that's where we have greater than 90. That's right in the center of the storm. Okay, so of course there's going to be tropical storm force winds here. But over the next 5 days, there's a low probability here through the Dominican Republic and parts of the Virgin Islands, a 5 to 10% chance of getting sustained winds of 40 miles an hour or greater. So it's a low shot, but again, we will have the potential for some low end tropical storm impacts through the Turks and Caicos. But again, I want to be clear. I'm just looking out for you guys in the Caribbean and in the Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas. Nobody is getting the brunt of this monster storm. So it can be a monster, but it's not going to impact land. It is likely not going to make a landfall. Again, I'm not taking my eye off the ball. Shenanigans happen, but modeling is better. And it has showed this scenario really for the better part of the week. Although, again, other channels are going to just harp on the fact that it made a westerly jog. And oh my gosh, the United States is back on alert. The escape route is wide open. And I want you guys to know that. Okay, so I mentioned earlier in the video that the Hurricane Center highlighted a little piece. And it was funny because I had this queued up in the video here to show you guys. There's a little swirl out here. And so the Hurricane Center did highlight it. It's going to be drifting from the Atlantic coast kind of down south of Bermuda. So kind of close to Erin. So there is Erin hanging out down there. Hurricane Center only giving it a 10% shot, but it is going to drift over the Gulf Stream. So that will be something to watch to see if it can get organized enough to maybe have a short fused tropical depression or storm out ahead of Erin. I don't know why I keep on blanking on the name, Erin. Because I keep on wanting to call it Emily. I've done it several times. I keep on going, keep living in the past in 2005. I don't know why Emily keeps coming in to my brain, but Erin is obviously the storm name there. So something to watch. Alrighty, guys, if you're still with me, I'd like to know your thoughts. Please post in the comments what you think of this. I know that there's already some action being picked up off the coast of Africa, and people are running wild with the GFS and with the Euro. Again, the Euro is less bullish, by the way, on this potential next storm. I want to caution the GFS. We all know how lovely that system, that model did 300 hours out. So please don't fall for it again. This is the second time now a major hurricane was coming to Florida per the GFS, and it didn't. Please, 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 you know the drill. You know what the trash is, and we talk about it here and we call it out here. All right, so let's get back to the meteorology. If you are enjoying the video tonight, please consider on joining the Just Weather team. Sometimes I call ourselves the garbage crew because we take out the trash and we talk science and meteorology. So here we go. Upper level system rolling through. You see that kink, that kind of U shape, upside down U there. Ridge in the jet stream. It's going to keep an active storm path again through the upper Midwest, northern plains, and part of the Great Lakes. So for tomorrow, this is going to be Saturday, August 16th. In the yellow there, from Wisconsin to Michigan to Ohio, parts of Northeast Indiana and Illinois, then back to the Dakotas and Montana. that's when we're going to have a shot for severe weather. Again, this is going to be on Saturday, August 16th. Officially from the Storm Prediction Center, the highest opportunity for some strong storms, level 2 out of 5, coming from Rapid City back through a big chunk of the state of South Dakota. Level 1 out of 5 through the Twin Cities back towards Chicago, Detroit, and Indianapolis. So, going to be watching that. And again, the reason for that is because we have that ring of fire set up again. I showed you this a couple of weeks ago because when we get the ridge to kind of expand northwest, and all of this is tied in because the ridge is expanding back to the northwest like that, that helps to open up that escape route for Hurricane Erin. So that's why I love the weather so much. It's because who would have thought, because it's getting to be near 100 degrees in Omaha on Saturday, that is all tied into that ridge backing off and allowing the escape route to happen. So the weather in Omaha is tied to the escape route of Hurricane Erin. So it's really cool. Meteorology is awesome. Twin Cities at 84, International Falls, a nice 72 degrees. We're getting there, guys. It's apple picking season up in Minnesota. It's starting to get to be the best time of the year. But above that ridge, we call them ridge riders. The difference in temperature there helps to get the storms going, and we'll see that likely riding through Phoenix. We're going to be hot tomorrow, 100 degrees as well. Also, some monsoonal moisture coming in. We'll take a closer look at that in just 1 second. There we go with that complex of thunderstorms trying kind of diving in through the afternoon, and you see the scattered thunderstorms into New Mexico, into Phoenix. More storms then form late Saturday night and kind of push through Michigan, coming through Indianapolis. And there you go, just south of Chicago towards Gary, Indiana, north of Indy. A few more scattered thunderstorms again in the Dakotas. That's going to be early on Sunday morning. Here's what I'm talking about the monsoonal moisture. We have high pressure again building and backing off to the west. And then as a result of that, we have the heavy rain potential as that moisture is going to start surging in, some Pacific moisture coming through. And then also around the base of that high, we have some of the Gulf moisture coming through. That's going to help to fuel some thunderstorms again from the Mexico Texas border with Arizona, with New Mexico as well, the Mexican border there, and then kind of surging back through the Rockies. So that's where we're going to have the potential for some flooding. We all know in the desert Southwest, it doesn't take a lot of rain to get things to flood. So again, just be on the lookout for some flash flooding potential as we move in through the day on Saturday. Getting into Sunday, high pressure extends to the west a little bit. That heat then builds again. You see it right there, Omaha again, pushing 100 again for the second straight day. It's going to be hot again as that ridge builds back to the west. Alrighty, guys. Thank you a ton for the conversations over the last couple of days. It's been awesome talking with you guys. Seriously, post in the comments if you have any questions. If you have any thoughts on the storms in the upper Midwest, Northern Plains, or if you have any thoughts on the hurricane and the rest of the hurricane season, I'd be happy to talk about it. And I love to get your input as well. I know a lot of you guys nerd out with me and watch all the models and things like that. So I appreciate it. If you want to know more about our thoughts on the hurricane season going forward, I'm going to keep that end card at the end of this video. Do me a favor, if you're finding this channel for the first time, please consider subscribing if you liked what you saw. And again, check out that video because the track so far has been in line with what we talked about in the preseason. Let's just hope they stay out at sea from this point on. Have a great weekend, guys. We'll catch you soon.